Welcome, welcome everyone to Celebrate Sunday. Before I go on, I'm going to ask a question I kind of know the answer to. Is there anyone here for the first time today? Look at all these hands, you guys. Look at all the little hands in front. Isn't this great? I was just talking to some people in the back saying, why are you guys sitting way out in the bleachers? And then this lovely family came in and sat down. I'm like, snooze ma-lose, as my niece used to say. Thank you for being with us today. So we have a whole bunch of new people today. We have Sylvie, Evie, and Lily, who still got her hand up. She's like, I am here. See me. Welcome me. Way to go. And then we have Jacob, we have Judy, and then we have Deanna over there. I think that's everyone, right? Okay, welcome everyone, coming for different reasons. Well, maybe for a similar reason, but from different places and finding us in different ways. So can we just let everyone who's new here today, let them know how delighted we are that they're with us. We love you. We appreciate you. We're so glad you're here. Let's give them a hand, guys. All right, so, and here, where is here? Here is at the Victoria Truth Center. This is an actual building and space, yes. But here is also where we come to remember our true home, our true spiritual center, which is here, right? This thing, this incredible, amazing energy, this warmth, this wisdom, this knowingness, this divine intertwinglement that I write about in my book, this incredible, amazing, divine, energetic flow that is always, always present. This one thing that weaves and winds its way in, through, and as everyone and everything. Some people call it spirit, some call it source, some call it universe, the quantum field, some people call it God, and some people call it love. There are tons of other words that you could use, and the words themselves are not as important as the thing that we are gathering about, the thing that we are remembering, that this is who and what we are. Because if there's only one thing going on, then it stands to reason that everyone and everything must be that. And not just a little bit, and not just sometimes, but all of it, all the time. Here's the thing, though. We're the ones who get to decide how much of that allness, how much of that creativity, how much of that power, how much of that presence, profundity, imagination, boundlessness, limitlessness, we want to enjoy. And so we get to choose. There's no one choosing for us. There's no one living our life for us. There's no one pulling any puppet strings. We are the ones who create our reality according to how we use our mind and how we open our hearts. And so how does that sound on a beautiful, sunshiny Sunday at VTC? Okay. So as we're celebrating the love we truly are, let us also remember where we are celebrating. That we are on the unceded lands of the Lekwungen peoples, the Songhees and Esquimalt nations. And if we take a look at some of the values that these nations hold dear, forgiveness, love, respect, honesty, and courage, these are beautiful, foundational values that we could all embrace more fully. And just imagine what it would feel like, what the world would look like if we did. If we all walked from one moment to the next, walked through our day, meeting, being in relationship and community with people, being steeped and anchored in forgiveness, love, respect, honesty, and courage. How amazing could the world be? How much more could we open up to that infinite potentiality that we all truly are? So grateful to be able to live and breathe and work and play and now co-create on these lands together. Haishka. All right, and so now we're going to move into our meditative tune, I Surrender. And for those who are new, we're going to move right into an opening blessing and prayer afterwards. So even if you would like to applaud, I would ask you do this if you really want to do it, just so that we can stay in that beautiful, amazing, expanded space that feels kind of magical and warm and cozy on the inside. And again, please feel free to sing along. Very simple. I surrender. I trust, and I know Surrendering, trusting, allowing, landing in the arms of love, knowing that those arms and that love is always present, knowing that this love is the essence, the foundation, the beingness, the inception of who and what we all are. It is the power of the blazing sun. It is the brilliance of the night moon. It is every twinkling star in the sky. It is every leaf on every tree, every blade of grass. It is every creature, critter, every pebble, every grain of sand. And so as I continue to open myself up to the knowing that this power, this presence, this profundity, that is the only thing that is ever in and at play, that this is who and what I am so grateful, so thrilled, and so delighted to know that this power, presence, and profundity, this love, is the very essence of everyone and everything, including our time together today. And so as we continue moving through the rest of our time together, I know that every single word, every single idea, every single thought, every single turn of phrase, every single exchange, aha, insight, whatever it is that is already making its way forward is doing so steeped and infused and completely immersed in and as love. So for all the love that is present here, knowing that there is always, always more, I simply release my word as law, knowing that this prayer, this time together, is already a beautiful, brilliant, fantastical, successful done deal in the universal mind of God, in the quantum field of infinite potentiality. So I release, I let go, I trust, and I know, as together we affirm, and so it is. So because we have a band today, we have some extra musicians. If you would like to express your gratitude for the musicians, then I invite you to do so. Bob Goodwin, Matisse Gubby-Hurtig, and Kelvin McNair. Thank you, gentlemen. And thank you for your presence, for really being here with all of that we were just gifted through the music, through the lyrics of Christy Snow. And so now we transition into a little time in our time together today where we get to talk about what is it that is anchoring us from month to month, from year to year, as we remember who we are, as we remember who everyone and everything else is. And so we have a brand new theme for this year, Here to Thrive in 2025. So I just want those words to land like in your soul. Open up, surrender to whatever it is that is coming up in you as you hear those words, as you feel the vibration of those words. Notice what's happening in your body, not just in your mind, in your head as you hear the words, just sort of like the symbols for the meaning. It's the meaning that I'm inviting you to tune into. So I invite you to keep tuning in to what does thriving mean for you this year? What does it look like? Are there different decisions that could be made? Are there different choices that could be made? Is there something that you could open up to? Is there something that you're already immersed in you could open up to and embrace even more fully? So many ways that we can thrive. But in order to do so, we need to decide, what does thriving mean for us? Okay? So we also have a monthly theme, but I kind of feel like I want to land on thriving today. So, well, if there's anyone here, and I'm sure there are at least one or two, maybe three people who would like to offer something, what does thriving mean for you? And so I have a microphone here. Whoever's ready to raise their hand and say, I want to offer something on thriving, please feel free. Ava, way to go.
I realize it's not a New Year's resolution, because I try not to do those things, because then I feel I failed if I don't do them. Anyway, for me, thriving is to letting go of deadlines. I'm in several activities, and they involve other people, so I feel responsible for showing up and getting the work done by deadline. So I got 2 projects to finish, and then after that, I'm just going to create when it happens, when the inspiration comes, and not because I have a deadline to meet.
Talk about surrender. Thank you. That's fantastic. Okay, who else would like to offer something about thriving? Here to thrive in 2025. Is that Lily with her hand up? That looks like Lily with her hand up. Maybe kinda, sorta? Thinking about it? All right. Oh, Evie's got the microphone now. Do you want to say something into this? If you guys could see the big smile that is being emitted into the microphone, that's it right there. The smiles. Thank you. May I take that from you? All right, thank you. Yeah, the smiles, you guys. Feel that in your hearts. Okay, anyone else? One more share about thriving before we move on. Linda.
This isn't exactly my share. It's Ava's. And I hope you don't mind. At Christmas time, I mentioned, I love the name. It's not Prince Eve, it's Ava. And I said, is that from a certain country? And she said it was from Hungary. And she told me that she left Hungary. And I said, when did you come here? And she said, we left Hungary on December 13th, 1950. November 1956. 1956.
Uh-huh.
And when she left, she was this age, and her sister was 6, and they could not take anything because they would know that they were escaping.
Mhm.
And there was the lights, and there was the dogs, and they crawled in the mud, and they got out, and people helped them. And she talked about this beautiful gift her mom gave her, the only thing she had, pink handkerchief. So Ava is a survivor, and she's thriving.
Beautiful. Thank you. So many, oops, I'm taking your puzzle away, sorry. So many stories of thriving. I know that there is so much more that this community has to offer. And so whether you came up to the microphone or not, I invite you to continue opening up to what thriving in 2025 looks like for you. Because every moment, remember, is a brand spanking new opportunity to create a new life experience. Just because we've had some thoughts and some feelings and some memories and experiences and stuff up until now, we don't have to repeat those same things, right? We have agency, we have choice, we have volition. And every single moment, every single brand spanking new now moment is an opportunity to heal, to grow, to expand, to thrive. Okay? And to keep us thriving, we do have a monthly theme, which is consciousness, with our affirmation to go with, which is love is all there is, and consciousness is everything. So as you go through your days, as you go through your week, as you go through the rest of your month, if you end up coming upon a thing that is challenging, that seems negative or sticky or icky or whatever, love is all there is. Consciousness is everything. And we'll lean into that a little bit more the rest of the month, and I'll be talking about it a bit more in my talk today. But right now, back to some more music with a feature tune that was chosen by, I'm not even sure at this point, but there we go. Kelby's going to tell us about it. Thank you.
That was me. Hi, everyone. I got to choose this tune. Hi. Thank you for the beautiful shares. Wow. I got to choose this tune because I was thinking about Bob, and I love getting to play with Bob. And I thought to myself, Bob and I have never talked about our shared love of Barbra Streisand, but I believe it's there. I still haven't asked him, but I think it's there. On a clear day, rise and look around you, and you'll see who you are. On a clear day, how it will astound you that the glow of your being outshines every star you'll feel part of. Every mountain, sea, and shore you will hear from far and near, a world you've never heard before. On that clear day, on that clear day, you can hear forever and evermore. You'll feel part of every mountain, sea, and shore. You can hear from far and near, a world you've never heard before. On that clear day, on that clear day, you can see forever and
Thank you, gentlemen. So Matisse Gabi-Hurtig on bass, Kelvin McNair on vocals and drums, and Bob Goodwin on piano. Thank you very much. Let's give them another hand. And gentlemen, you can now come and join the audience and take a break for a while. Love is all there is, and consciousness is everything. So that's where we start. But consciousness, what does it do? What is it all about? It's not just this thing that exists. It is this thing that is forever expressing itself in, through, and as everyone. So week 2 is about the way it works. And the way it works is that there is something called a law. Like, it's a basic rule of, in order for consciousness to express, it's got to impress itself upon something that it kind of filters through, and then bam, there's our life experience. And so it's that filtering that I want to talk to. It's what's known as the law or subjective mind, and it goes totally hand in hand with be impeccable with your word, which is the first agreement out of the 4 agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. So consciousness is this incredible, amazing energy. It's pure potentiality. Yet in order for it to exist in some concrete form, it's got to do something. It can't just be. So in order for it to do something, there has to be some kind of knowingness that is involved, because otherwise it wouldn't know how to unleash itself in, through, and as everyone. It wouldn't know how to manifest or demonstrate or express itself. So we say that consciousness is self-knowing. But when it comes to the law, this thing, this subjective mind where all the beliefs, all the memories, all of the ideas of all time exist, when it impresses itself through this incredible, amazing sea of subjectivity, there are all these thoughts and beliefs that are in there that kind of can get in the way. And sometimes we don't even know that we're placing attention on those thoughts and beliefs. I mean, about 5% of the time, research shows, is when we're using our conscious mind. 95% of the time is when we are going by rote or moving through life unconsciously, according to our subjective mind, where we may not even realize that there are beliefs in play that are qualifying this impression that is happening through the law, through subjective mind, and then we kind of look at our life going, oh my God, how did I get here? I'm thinking all of these amazing things, I have all these dreams, I have all these ideas, I'm doing all the stuff, but this is what my life looks like. And it doesn't have to be horrible or bad or negative, it can just be like, why have I been trying so hard? Why have I been reading all the books, taking all the classes, listening to all the podcasts, watching all the shows, attending all the online, seminars and retreats and going to Joe Dispenza and whatever, and still, well, because we're not clear about what is going on in that sea of subjectivity. And because we're not clear, backing it up to who and what we are, which is consciousness. So in the Be Impeccable with Your Word chapter, we were talking about what is the word. And so I just want to back it up to the science of mind for a second, because Ernest Holmes writes, the thing, consciousness, love, creativity, universe, God, whatever you want to call it, works for us by working through us and is us always. It cannot work for us in any other way, but it can only become power to us when we recognize it as power. So if we're not even aware of how powerful and creative we are, then we have no idea how much influence we actually have, how much agency we have over our life. We think that it's like, oh, it's the politics in the world. Oh, it's the weather. Oh, it's the traffic. Oh, so-and-so said that. That happened to me. Well, yes, there is stuff that goes on in life. There are circumstances, there are conditions, there are people who piss us off. There are challenges that we need to overcome. Sometimes we can be doing all the right stuff with our health, and then bam, we get pneumonia or something, right? Or a frog in my throat that is not wanting to leave. Excuse me. And so what happens is we are at choice. We're at choice as whether we approach life getting wrapped up in all this stuff that is happening around us, even the thoughts and ideas that are whirling and swirling in our head, the beliefs that we're not even aware that we are paying attention to in that subjective mind of ours, or we consciously, intentionally choose to be impeccable with our word, because our word is the thing, it is the energy, it is the knowingness, it is spiritual mind treatment and affirmative prayer. For those of you who know what affirmative prayer and spiritual mind treatment is, it is the thing that sets in motion who and what we are so that we can actually have this experience that we're having right now. So the title of my talk today is, can anyone guess what it is? Be impeccable with your word. And so in the dictionary, it says that impeccable comes from the Latin impeccabilis, which is not liable to sin. It also says it's used to describe something that is faultless or without any flaws. And so if we go to the science of mind philosophy for just a moment, if we go probably to any new thought teaching for just a moment, then when we talk about sin, we talk about it in terms of missing the mark, an archery term. So it's not something that is bad, that is negative, that there's evil involved. This is about not using our mind consciously, not being intentional with how we are using our mind or how we are opening our heart, because it really comes down to feelings too. I mean, if you go to Joe Dispenza, he says that thoughts are electric, but feelings are magnetic. So you can have a whole bunch of ideas in mind, but unless there is feeling, there is passion, there is this incredible, amazing energy that is poured into them, it can kind of take a while for them to demonstrate or manifest in our life experience. So impeccable, not liable to sin, and something that is faultless or without any flaws. Now, Don Miguel Ruiz also says at the very, very beginning of that chapter, the first agreement is the most important one and also the most difficult one to honor. Why? Because that's the basis. On Wednesday, my talk was called In the Beginning, and this is what it talks about. And if in spiritual mind treatment, which is affirmative prayer, in spiritual mind treatment, the first two steps are, and I'm just going to use the word God here, God is all there is. Second step, I am God. That's the premise that we come from. That is the perspective. That is the foundation, because that is us saying, this is who and what I am. This is how all-powerful I am. This is how creative I am. And this is what my intention is. There's a difference in stating and declaring, this is all there is, this is who I am, and moving into an intention or a prayer from there, rather than, I sure hope I get it. I sure want something. I need something. What kind of energy is behind that? It's totally different. So our work is to remember. And this is what the word is all about. And so I love that we were talking about this yesterday and how people were throwing out different ideas or different words, and I'm going to sort of say like word capital W and words little w, lowercase. And so there was ideas, there was consciousness, there was knowingness, there was energy. And so this was all about like, what is it that is at the very inception of all life, of all creativity? It's the word. So back to Ernest Holmes, he says, so great is this power, so complete is our freedom in it, so absolute the domain of the law through it, that the misuse of this power has brought upon us the very conditions from which we suffer. We are bound because we are first free. The power which appears to bind us is the only power in the universe which can free us. So when we're having a bad day, and you know what, I'll use myself as an example. This morning, I was feeling extremely exhausted, like really tired. It was an incredibly challenging week this last week. Lots of crisis, lots of volatility, lots of spiritual counseling. And in the moment, as I was doing my work, it was amazing because moment, focus, presence, this is the task at hand. This is where I'm putting my attention. That being cumulative, by the end of the week and yesterday's events, I got home and I just was spent. And the story that I was buying into at the time was, I am exhausted. I feel exhausted. This week was so hard. It was so challenging. I feel so stretched, so beyond belief. Like I earned my keep as a minister this week. And then I thought, yeah, but that's not what I want to buy into, you know? And so my perspective shifted. And for me, it's like I was stretched. I had to do stuff that I hadn't done before. I had to open up. I had to trust. I had to surrender, our song from before, so I could get clear, song from just now, about who and what I am so that I can move through today, because we have a board meeting after this, move through today as the consciousness, the love, the all power I know myself to be. And so that's conscious use of mind. That is being impeccable with my word. And it's not something that's easy all the time, especially if we do feel challenged, if we do feel exhausted, if we do feel like, I don't know how to get through this next moment. And so this is when mantras and affirmations and reminders like, love is all there is, consciousness is everything, are amazing. And maybe those don't work for you, but there's something that does. You know, I'm reminded of a thing that Glenn offered one day, and I forget who it was, but this idea of get out. That there's someone who says, when you are spinning, when you are spiraling, when you are like going down the rabbit hole, get out. And that could mean get out physically from the environment that you're in, just so that you can have a complete bodily physical shift, so you can get in your body, like do something and move. But what it actually means is you're getting out of that mindset that you're in, out of that perspective that you're in that moment, so that you can view life from a different perspective. And as you view life, you experience life, you attract life in a different way. So all of this is to say, we must be impeccable with our word, not just the words that we say, the words that we use, that is important, but because we need to remember who we are. That love is all there is, that consciousness is everything. So in The Science of Mind, Ernest Holmes asks, how much can we manifest? How much can we demonstrate? And the answer is, as much as we can believe. And now this is kind of not a sticking point, but yeah, but come on. This is like universal and individual. This is absolute and relative. And so for me, you know, I look at that and I'm like, how much? Well, all of it. Because if I am God, if I am infinite potentiality expressing, if I am consciousness, then I can believe how much, like everything, all of it, right? But the thing is that we are consciousness expressing. Each and every one of us is an individualized expression of God, of love, of spirit, of source. We have our journeys that we are taking. We have our beliefs that we are holding dear, whether we're aware of them or not. And nobody can decide how that's going to unfold for us. We are the ones who decide. So in order for me, as Lesia, the spiritual being having a spiritual existence as this human in this moment in time, then I need to be crystal clear about who I am, so that the I am part, the allness of me, the ever-flowing, boundless, limitless imagination that is always in and at play, consciousness with a big C, can flow in, through, and as me as fully as possible every single moment of every single day. And so that is why I use my conscious mind to explore and dig into my subjective mind, so that I can get clear on who I am, so that as I use my conscious mind, it is impressing itself through subjectivity that is life-affirming. That is like, yeah, life is an adventure, life is awesome, I want more. Our theme from 2024, there is always more, and I am always more than. And so it's a choice every moment of every day. What is it that we're choosing to focus on? Being impeccable with our word, remembering who we are, creating life as that. Ernest Holmes writes, we are thinking, willing, knowing, conscious centers of life. We are surrounded by, immersed in, and there is flowing through us a creative something, call it what you will, he wrote that. The sum total of all our thought, will, purpose, and belief creates a tendency in this law that causes it to react to us according to the sum total of that belief. We got to get clear on our beliefs. We got to be intentional with our thoughts, and we need to be impeccable with our word. Ernest Holmes writes that trained thought is far more powerful than untrained thought. So the more intentional we are with our conscious thinking mind, then the more we can be intentional and purposeful with how we move through subjective mind. Because subjective mind doesn't do anything except for say, this is what you're asking for, here you go. It doesn't say, oh, maybe you may want to tweak that request a little bit. It's a reflection, it is a mirror, it simply cranks out and says yes, yes, yes to whatever is put into it. So if we're not liking or preferring what it's spitting out, we need to use our conscious mind and we need to change what's going on here so that we can get what it is that we're looking for and what we would prefer. So to end, I'm going to leave you with this. The power of our word is limitless. What we choose to do with it, and as that power, consciously or unconsciously, is entirely up to us. Love is all there is. Consciousness is everything. Be impeccable as the consciousness you truly are. Thank you, and so it is. All right, so now we have time for some conscious conversation. So for people who are here for the first time, this is when we get into groups of 4. So you just pick up your chair, turn around with a group of 4 people near you, and you just get to talk about what is it that's coming up for you, whether it's from the talk, the affirmation, some of the music, whatever it is that's happening for you. This is an opportunity to dig in a little bit deeper in your group of 4, okay? And when we're done, I'm going to ding the meditation bowl and invite everybody to come back. All right, everyone, come on back. So normally on Friendship Sunday, now is the time that we welcome any new members. But our new member, Teresa Clan, is not here today, so we're not going to do all the official stuff. But because this is being recorded, and sometimes she tunes in online, I would still love to welcome her. So if we could just please love and appreciate her up by reading this, that would be amazing. We appreciate you, we love you, we thank you for your commitment to VTC. We'll see you again soon, Teresa. All right, moving right along. If there is a board member in the room, could you please stand? I know that we have some other board members downstairs, but okay, this is it. Yeah, okay. So we have 7 board members who give so much of their time and energy and attention to the operation and evolution of this center and of this community. Ari is one of them right here. She's our newest board member and one of the newer members of this community. So I would love to just honor and thank, oh, there's Carolyn. There's another board member right there. Honor and thank these devoted, committed volunteers for their service, because it is no easy feat. There is just so much that they give and they give and they give and they give. All right, so if we could let them know how much we love and appreciate them. We appreciate you, we love you, we thank you for your commitment to VTC. Stay standing because you are volunteers. And now, every other volunteer that has ever volunteered for anything, greeter, cleanup, setup, any event that we have ever had. I know putting away chairs, food. Food. You and Ava. Oh, Ava's downstairs already taking care of stuff. Okay, all right. So again, these are people who just give of their time, of their talent, of their just generosity of spirit. So let us love them up a little bit too. We appreciate you. We love you. We thank you for your commitment to VTC. I see people bringing stuff up for the community potluck. All right. So thank you. Go ahead and sit down. And here comes Lily. All right. So, along with the spirit of generosity and commitment and giving, I'm going to start something new today. We have this box that Sheri, my co-lead, picked up. It says, "You are beautiful." And what I would love to do before we get into the giving, I would like you to receive. So just pick a blessing from this box and pass it around. Thank you. And that is a little blessing that you can receive from me to you. I'm actually taking a page out of Unity's book for this, so that before we go and we give, we receive, and we can warm our hearts and feel the glow of gratitude and appreciation building already. So as that is being passed around, as you guys are receiving a blessing, then I would like to ask, who is feeling uplifted right now? Who is feeling lit up right now? Enlightened? Who's feeling better right now than they did when they walked in? All right, so many hands going up. Okay, well, you know why that is? Because there's incredible, amazing, ever-abundant spirit within that never runs out, that is always, always, always ready to be activated. And that is what is happening here. So if you love and appreciate the fact that you are feeling better now than you did when you walked in, now is an opportunity to share some of that generosity of spirit. So there are many, many ways to give. There are a bunch of them on the screen right there: e-transfer, credit card, cash check, online button. There are tithing envelopes at the back by the silver bowl. Fill them out and you will get an income tax receipt. If you are doing an e-transfer or credit card, please fill out one of the little black and white versions of this, because we still need your information in order to credit you with your generosity. However it is that you are being generous, I invite you to place your hands on your heart as we declare this abundance blessing together. In gratitude I give, in gratitude I receive. By embracing generosity with enthusiasm and delight, I celebrate the infinite possibilities of living life lovingly, and so it is. And so I invite you to close your eyes or lower your gaze for just a moment and allow that gratitude and appreciation to grow, to move through every single fiber of your being, enlivening, empowering, reminding each and every one of us of who and what we truly are. And so as we move forward through the rest of our time together in the coming hours, days, and week ahead, let us be impeccable with our word. Let us remember that we are forever love, consciousness, spirit, God, universe, the quantum field, whatever it is you call it, expressing that we are active, we are expanding, we are evolving, that we are becoming better, more amazing versions of ourselves as we choose to do so. So let us choose consciously, let us surrender, let us be impeccable, knowing that right here, right now is the only moment that matters. So for all the love that is present, all the generosity of spirit that is happening, knowing there is always, always more, I simply say thank you for it all, and so it is. Okay, so just a few announcements. This is kind of a roster, a rundown of what's happening at VTC this month. If you would like more information, there are little flyers on the wall over there. There are flyers on the door over there. But Friendship Sunday, if anyone showed up today not remembering or not realizing that it's Friendship Sunday and you didn't bring anything, that's okay. There is always plenty of food, so please, stay. Even if it's your first time here, we would love to get to know you a little bit, see what you thought of today, and otherwise, nourish your belly now that you've nourished your soul. I think that everyone here who's interested in becoming a member is a member. But if you are kind of like, oh, I'm liking what's going on here, I'm digging this groove, then there are membership forms on the back table that look like this. When you fill it out, you can just give it to me or one of our board members. And at the monthly board meeting is when the board decides who it is that's being approved for membership. So yeah, we are building community, we are evolving, we are expanding, we are opening up to what wants to happen here, and community is built with the people who come and attend and commit and serve. So please join us if it feels like it's a good fit. What can we know for you? If you or someone you know is in need of prayer, you can always email prayers@victoriatruthcenter.org. Otherwise, there is a little box in front of the silver bowl there with some forms you can fill out and put in the box. And either way, our VTC prayer team will know and pray for you and or yours affirmatively. And there have been so many happening this last week, especially with all the fires that are going on in California. But anything, it can be something you're challenged with, it can be something you're celebrating, and you just want to really feel more of it. Let us know. Let us support you with affirmative prayer. If you're not already on the newsletter, the sign-up sheet is on the back table. Best way to stay in the flow of the know. Is anyone here involved in something or offering something that they would like to share with the community today? Joanna, Reverend Joanna. Okay.
Anyone is interested, I'm doing a spiritual gathering on Wednesday afternoon, January 15th, between 1 and 3, and all are
Okay, thank you.
Principles of Science.
I've been at one of those, and it is a lovely circle. So at Reverend Joanna's home, which is in North Saanich, and yeah, okay, so yeah, so just go up to Reverend Joanna and talk to her about her Come to the Garden circle. Yeah. All right, thank you. Okay, well, I'm going to ask everybody to stand up. We're going to sing up our last tune. Those of you who were at Amy Steinberg in November will remember it. Those of you who've been singing it here the last couple of days will remember it. All right, and I just want to thank again our guest musicians, Matisse Gabi-Hertig on upright bass and Kelby McNair on vocals and drums. Kelby, for those people who don't know, is our band leader at Elevate on Wednesdays. And we are delighted to have him here once a month with us for Friendship Sunday. And then, of course, we have our very own Bob Goodwin on piano and vocals. Okay, so here we go. Light up the world with my light. I 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 light up the world with my light. Turn to someone next to you. You light up the world with your light. Sing to each other. Very good. You light up the world with your light. You light up the world with your light. All together, we light up the world with our light. 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 Let's break it down. We light it up, 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 we light up the world. We light it up, 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 we light up the world. All right, everyone, bless your neighbor for the week or until lunch. All right, come on back. Woo. I light up the world with my light. Light up the world with my light. I 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 light up the world with my light. You light up the world with your light. We light up the world with our light. Woo! And that's another Friendship Sunday at VTC. Thank you for being here in person, online. We love you. We appreciate you. We're so glad you're here. We will see you in 30 seconds at the table. Okay, and online next week. Thank you.